Hello, so in this video I'll do a recap of the Lanke Cup round 5 between Kim Dohyup and Valerii Krushelnystkyi. So Kim Dohyup is a player that has been playing in Europe for quite a long time, one of the top players here in Europe coming from Korea. And then Valerii is a up and coming talent from Ukraine, still young and yeah, has a bright future ahead. So it was kind of the highest rated match between the two in this tournament, so wanted to go through and yeah, look at the game. So let's go. It's black to play, so yeah, let's go through. So black did play this 3-4 point Komoku here, and yeah, decided to go diagonal, so it's all good. Usually you play, most of the time, like people play on the vertical sides, but it's all good. And yeah, basically when you have like these two 3-4 points approaching each other like this, it's big to go and approach first. So this is why you see this approach, and then yeah, against this respond, black could also just yeah, simply extend like this, but then you can also try to enclose here, be a bit faster, and then against this don't mind too much because you have ways to maybe use this stone later and run in the way, and so you can still kind of put pressure to this with help of support around here. And it's a big point to close. And also when you play here at c15, approaching, you take away kind of white's rights to enclose. You take this enclosure, so that's why it's yeah, pretty big points. And yeah, black decided to just respond this way, so you can respond either this or here. Slight nuance. Here it's like puts more pressure to this side, but then it's a bit slow on here. So it depends on what you want to do. And then usually against this one, white tends to like respond a lot of the times comparing to this. So, and even if you want to respond here, usually like white tries to go a bit further because you don't want to get cramped. This is a bit cramped comparing to here. Already the shape is a bit yeah, cramped, so you don't mind just responding. And after this stone is a bit misplaced. You want it to be here, so even here in the shape, if you're still kind of narrow, you don't mind because black is kind of the same. So again, slight nuance you can see in the games, but yeah, anyways, white did respond here. It's still kind of big move, just settling with this one stone, then approached here on the bottom right. So yeah, there's a few, like now the top left, top right, top bottom left is kind of finished. You'll play later, and only the bottom right hasn't been played. So the question is which side you want to approach, whether you want to go from this side, so approach from here and try to build this side here, or go the other way, like in the game, approach this way. And yeah, usually you want to build framework from what you have here, so this kind of enclosure. So building a moyo from a enclosure like this is usually good balance, good direction of play, because yeah, have more support and better kind of chance to make it territory. And if your opponent's gonna go inside, you can attack it better. And there's much more. I can see the number of lines if black approaches from the other side. Like it's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 lines here. Whereas if you approach from the other side, it's way more. So from here to this side, it's like a bit more, and you have like this enclosure. This shape is stronger than here, so I'd like to like go for this side. So if you wonder which side to approach and which side to build framework, try to think or see which side is like has a better kind of spacing. So usually this kind of thing you want to eye for potential, and potential is usually the side that has more space overall. So you want to try for to go for maximum spacing. So building on this side is better. So it makes sense to approach from here. And you could sometimes approach this way, also here, but or even this. Like there's a few ways to approach. Slight nuance for each one, but this seems fine. So yeah, white usually responds, and then you extend. And now this is a point that like both players want to go pretty quickly around here. So why is that? Is because if white, as you play, you can kind of take control of the right side, and this is kind of the vital point concerning this shape. Next, white can play here, and it's like settling this one stone to have a bit of base around here, and you take base away from black, and then maybe potentially there's some like cutting point that you can kind of exploit here later. So this is why it kind of slides after this kind of third line is some follow-up that it's somewhat big, not only for selling this stone but to put pressure against these two stones, and would be the same on the bottom side. So let's say I played here. Playing here is pretty big for black's perspective as well, because you can take control on the right side, and it's kind of the same theory that you can go slide here, make this strong stone stronger, and then kind of take away the base, put some pressure to these stones. So when you see a move that makes kind of a territory for you or takes control of the side, like both players want to play around here, it's like pretty urgent. You want to go here. The left side also could be big, so there's like this side and this side that is still left up for grabs. So, but yeah, concerning, so you'd like to compare which is putting more pressure to kind of the stones that are still left, and also this is gonna make this point. One thing I need to tell is that when you play here, this is getting a bit less effective because white can maybe pincer from the bottom side and whatnot. So against this, you can play here and then attack this one stone better. So having a stone already on the right side, it kind of helps to deter from black going here, but it's still a point that black will play later because it's a vital point. But you can kind of help to prepare, at least have some support against this. So that's why it's not only big for taking the right side control, but to have some support against this black kind of follow up here, which will be big. And black played straight away, because since you could also just respawn, like play something like this and then descend or play here. That should be totally fine. Just the game would be different because maybe white will respawn something here and then black would try to go and counterplay on these top 3 stones over here. But it's gonna be a different game. You could also play here because thing is, white hasn't got, like I said, this is a point that white want to play maybe, or from this attach actually. This is also a move you can go. But directly there's not much. Like it's not like these 2 stones are gonna be urgently kind of severely attacked straight away. So you could just continue and play the point you wanted to go for at the first place and put pressure to your opponent at the same time. So just a matter of like playstyle. But you could go here. That is a big important point to go for, so it makes sense. And then white took this approach of like not pinching but just settling on this side, taking the corner. And here it's quite important to just run, because if you don't do this, like maybe black can play some move around here. And then if you get surrounded the outside, like suddenly here, black's kind of moya is going to become like even bigger. And then black can maybe gain some points in the endgame in center around here, like descent, this slide, for example. And there's a lot of hidden kind of benefit by just surrounding a group like this, so you can kind of play center endgame from the outside. So yeah, this is where like going on the outside with the groups, even if it's settled, it's quite important. And also when you jump here, you split these stones from here, just push through. So now you can kind of force black to place something on the right side. And still, when also you jump, this is not perfect, like this area. You could also go inside with a move like this at J3. So if the plan is to invade the right bottom side at some point, you want these guys to be weak, so you can kind of benefit better when you invade. Or yeah, you basically are able to invade not safely, but aiming at this kind of, you can lean on this weak group to invade basically. Because if black has a strong shape around here, to invade is a bit harder, but you want to have this weak group linking around, weakish, let's say, not completely having a strong shape, because it's like two lines in between. And yeah, next at some point try to invade from this side. So it's pretty important to break this kind of line, make this kind of weak, and then try to invade later around here. So yeah, black did settle with this group. Now you're gonna jump, and this is where, I don't know, black could also just like kick and play something here, but maybe you didn't like to get surrounded like this. In this case, you could like exchange the outside for the corner, although I could understand it doesn't feel comfortable to get kind of surrounded. The top side will become quite nice. So yeah, black decided to go with something like this, so you can kind of break the line, and then try to reduce the top side better. And then if you break here, you can see these stones are still disconnected from the top, so you need to do something, because it's like being pressured. So yeah, that is an important point. Let's say you play here, suddenly when you jump as black, you can see it's like putting support to this group, and then you can take away kind of breathing room from this right here. And the picture is different when white plays this point, because you can see it's kind of put supports with this group. At the same time, next you are trying to like surround here by just jump, and now black is in a trouble, because you need to kind of live inside painfully if you can. So yeah, white playing here is important also to potentially have some kind of eye shape with this kind of move that you can do like around here. So this is a kind of sequence you can play. Just maybe in this case, I don't know, but you could have some forcing moves like against this one stone to keep like an eye around here or here. So to have a stone in this area is really important, not only to settle here, but also putting pressure. But yeah, let's go. So yeah, white played the moves to just not get surrounded, and then try to settle with this one attach clamp. And it seems like here black did give up the stones, but could have still gone for something like this, and then still put pressure on these stones, take these 4 stones. Maybe black did see something that didn't like. But yeah, seems like that's gonna be okay. Like against this you can still clamp, and white cannot try to go around here because there's weakness here. So if you just play this, shouldn't really work. Maybe you play this and then actually when I think about maybe this one, there's gonna be this one. So but yeah, probably could play this cutoff, then bamboo joint, play here. The corner is still alive, and now you could pressure kind of white a bit more. Maybe play this kind of shoulder it, I'm not sure. Probably going outside like this, but yeah, it might be difficult. Seems like maybe this kind of thing black didn't like when white plays here, if you clamp this kind of thing. But yeah, when white can actually just take this stone right here. Thing is, now this is completely settled, this group right here. So as white you have no weak groups anymore. And then black still needs to put some move in the corner, because if you're not, let's say you just play something here, white can simply go maybe even this one and then cut this stone, or could start with yeah, a move like Hane, let's say, and against this kind of play here. There's some ways to annoy the corner, so if you don't respawn. So maybe even this kind of move as well. That could be also painful. If you connect, there's gonna be this. You can on first line. If that one, you can play here, threaten to cut off these three. If connect, you can simply cut off this stone. So yeah, there's gonna be concern if black plays away for the corner group. So black did kind of respond, make this honey. So now against this one, you can simply connect. There's nothing to be done. Like that, you can just descend. So good. So yeah, black did respawn a move, and here white did decide to go for this side, but you can see it is putting pressure on these 4 stones right here. So black is always going to be able to play something like here, and maybe could have gone straight away as black and tried to pincer, putting pressure, and yeah, like kind of take away the top side kind of territory. So it seems like it's pretty big to like play something here, protecting this group and taking the top side territory. And if black wants to just continue and go on this side, on the left side, now you have 0 weak potential groups, so every group is kind of fixed. So this is okay, everything's okay. So now I can kind of focus just to invade the whole bottom left kind of side. You could start from here, maybe from here. You could also go at this point, but yeah, I would say this a bit more solid way to probably play. But white, basically when you play here, you're trying to reduce the moyo, but at the same time kind of inviting black to play this, which yeah, probably had this in mind as white. So when you pincer like around here, it's gonna be something like this, because if you jump, then you could maybe slide and keep continuing attack this group. So this is kind of shape that you see, and you cannot complain too much to get surrounded, because I mean, black did tenuki once, so if you can take the corner and be safe, that's kind of a okay result. So sometimes when I say here you don't want to get surrounded, in this case you did play one move away, so some compromise, and you still get the corner. So this is a kind of okay sequence right here. And I think as white here, it's pretty important to go on this top side board right now, because I think it's the difference between here. Yes, you can put pressure maybe on the bottom left corner around here. So the corner territory is getting pressured, but the amount of points that you make here, when you compare it to this, to play on the left side is a bit awkward, because what you do like this, there's still invasion point. If you go here, white would just try to invade on the bottom, and yeah, playing here is also nice for the top right kind of white group, but this Moyo kind of territory side could be big later on. So yeah, I would say it's a bit more solid way to play, to just play on the top side. And then if black plays something here, then you might just play this one to kind of go for this. And still, there's going to be open kind of spots on the bottom side. Maybe you could just try to attach. There's going to be points around here. Attach maybe. It's not completely territory yet. It will be hard. But yeah, in the meantime, if black tries to make it all territory, probably white can get the points here, so don't mind. So yeah, here black decided to attach right here. Could have gone with something like this, still continuing to increase this side. I don't know if black really gained by attaching and playing this, because white did go still with these stones decreasing a little bit around here. You can say with this attachment it strengthened a bit around the corner, but still yeah, black did decide to cut, but even with this one and then played away, still attach is something that you can do later in the game and to create some sort of a core situation later there. And if black honeys, you can still maybe cut or honey this way. So there's always some kind of aji you can play, even though, yeah, I don't think these three moves benefited that much. And you actually took away maybe some weakness around here from black's perspective. So it's hard to judge, but it doesn't seem like it did benefit, yeah, a huge ton. So personally, I'll go with, yeah, something like this or jump to increase, but it's probably fine in the right direction. Just a little bit, maybe inaccuracy at best. But yeah, black's plan was basically to increase here, and if white extends, then you can kind of protect the corner a bit more. But yeah, also you could just go here straight away. That's another plan. Just continue the attack and decreasing this whole territory on the top side, because black, yeah, locally, if you can kind of decrease this top area, white has only this side and maybe here. So in terms of points, black should be feeling comfortable with this, like these three corners and this kind of side potential. So if you can get just, yeah, invade here, in the meantime decreasing this whole potential on the top side, you should feel good about as black. So yeah, I think you could have gone this way straight away as well. But anyways, black did make this exchange and then gone here. So yeah, putting pressure. So this is good because you make white connect here with this side, but it is not making any points. So this is where you can kind of yeah, lean on kind of weak groups. So let them connect to other kind of alive groups, but in the meantime, when you let them connect, you don't just give any points, and you can gain some move on the outside. So this exchange simply to connect and black gaining moves here, yeah, makes this kind of a good move from black to invade around here. So I guess here maybe could have gone for low simply. I think black wanted to maybe just have this weakness, use this weakness at some point, so going high. And maybe against this low one, maybe didn't like about like peep something like this or attach. I don't know what black had in mind. But yeah, this is slightly nuanced. But in order to make a base, it's better to play on the third line. And you can still kind of play jump here and connect to the corner. So I guess if it's just to settle, it's better to play on the third line. But black had probably other plans, trying to, yeah, create some weak points around here. So maybe wedge and then cut, I don't know, at some point. Seems like a stretch though. But yeah, still you want to put a move to reinforce. So it's just like, if you need to put another move to create the base, then why not just play here straight away? But yeah, the around here might be different, so it's hard to say. So white did play this, reduce the base there. I think here this is the point that white did respond, continue to kind of disconnect these two groups. But here you need to be careful. You can play here and try to aim for something like this. Try to take away the base of these 3 stones, but you need to make sure this attack will work, because if not, black can play kind of a, yeah, this move, or could have played away actually as black maybe. Like if this is not scary, you could probably play some move away and then just dare for whites to go for the attack, and if it doesn't work, then black can just say that yeah, this side is bigger comparing to all things here. But also you could just simply like protect here and then use this kind of wedge, and if white responds with a slow move, something here, let's say, now I can go back to play on bottom, and there's no attack to this group. And now it's like white did lose the potential that it had on top. There's only this and this as territory, and black has all of this, and still have this corner, this, and some points around here. So yeah, that would be a better game for black. But yeah, I think with this one, you trying to aim for this point, but at the same time you give some chances to white to counterplay around h17. So might have been too, not aggressive, but maybe didn't consider much with this kind of yeah, points there. So white did try, just a good attempt, and then yeah, if you just block from this side, I mean, white can just maybe play this and go back. Now you have 0 base, you need to run in the middle. White also did gain quite a lot of points on the top side keep. And then, yeah, in the meantime, probably white tries to split this from here. And you could still like play something around here later on. So try to, yeah, put pressure on this right side group. And in the meantime, maybe invades. So good things will come as white if you can make this kind of a group here or here kind of a target. So in this case, white is a bit behind in territory, but you can kind of make it back by keeping pressure on the groups that are not alive yet. So that's definitely needed. So as black, yeah, try to block. And it seems like that one was a mistake from white. Should have just tried to honey. And if that one white can connect, still play here, take away the base. And if this one, you can play this kind of yeah, Tiger's Mouth. Even if Atari and block can still cut and take these stones so you connect it to this side, and then yeah, the problem is like when you play here, seems like that was a good play from black to descend, so taking the key point. And against this, black can actually play this in center. It looks awkward because white can still cut with g15, but in this case you can try to go after these 3 stones simply. So if white tries to cut, you can still turn. This doesn't work. And yeah, if block, it seems like there's some ways to kind of play here and then like disconnect, whatever. It's getting complicated, but I think here when black can just play this, so white did try to connect with these 3 stones, but with Hane connect and with the sequence right here, white has been able to connect these 4 stones to save it, but then this shape is actually quite thick for black because you have like forcing moves here, and then still when you jump you could like ask some questions to this group later on. It's not like 100% alive. If you just let's say peep, I don't have a move around here, let's say. Like locally you could still play some move around here, and now suddenly you see that this is not 100% life, cannot play this one because it's Atari. So it's gonna be something like this. You could still reduce to 1 eye, and that puts some slight pressure. So white did connect, but even it's not completely alive yet, and then black has some good eye shape. You can make always an eye by connecting here, and then if you just run in the center you should be all good. So as black, the game plan is kind of easy. Here if you settle with these 2 groups and then keep the bottom side, you should be winning. And as white, it's kind of hard to catch. You need to kind of invade here and hope something happens with these kind of groups on the right on the top. So yeah, black did kind of jump, make sure, because let's say you try to play here, white can maybe peep and then surround. Suddenly the table would turn, so you need to put a move, and then yeah, also you can continue, maybe put some pressure around here, best case. So really important to play these kind of moves. And don't forget also, if you play here, white can maybe gain some points here in the center as well, so don't underestimate these kind of moves. So yeah, important to really put a move here around jump and take away the potential, be hunt safe, and yeah, go from there. So white needs to urgently try to reduce here. So yeah, this is really good point. You need to go. Maybe you could start by asking a move in the corner with something like this, or maybe attach this way. Could be an asking move you could do, but yeah, this is much more clean. Next you can maybe aim something around here, so as white you can try to poke at this weak connection. So always 2 line space. You should be thinking that at some point if white can play here, could be some problems around here, and maybe slide just to make kind of black just connect, and in the meantime just make some base around here. So this is always a good point when you want to invade. When there's 4th line stone like this, the key point, kind of vital point, is this 3rd line knight's move. And then yeah, so it seems like here black did take away this kind of a bad connection around here. So here block, just because if you play something here, white can cut off this stone, and that suddenly is pretty much living shape. You can always kind of attach, and black has some bad also RG connection right here. So it's pretty important to connect this 1 stone. And here it seems like black did play this one. So I understand to kind of take the base away, but it seems like after this that was a good counter from white to pin peep, because now he put kind of if white pushes through here, this will die. So black needs to connect. But yeah, that was a kind of cool move to play against this. And then locally, you can try to do this kind of thing. So wedge and try to disconnect these two stones and get the kind of whole bottom side. But in this case, white can, yeah, try to go from here and go attack the whole group on the right. And if you like block something like this, you could probably cut this group off by playing some move around here. So I think black did maybe overlook this kind of peep and playing here to disconnect this one. So locally, it's a kind of vital point against this shape because you can next wedge, and also next if you jump, it's even like yeah, you can keep the corner and also continue attacking against these stones. So it seems like here was better to just yeah, connect, make sure to be connected this group to the bottom, because the one thing as black, you should be comfortable with the point situation here. So this is one thing. When the fight is kind of over on one side of the board and it switches to another, there's good timing to try to count the territory situation. Seems like overall black has yeah, you could count roughly 10 here. Let's say you add both and it's 10, so 20. White has 10 here. Maybe this is another 10. So you could say like the top side and the right side for white is equal. And then there's this and this. And then black's bottom side and the center. So it seems like black is, yeah, kind of in a comfortable spot. Because the thing is, if white tries to extend here, now you can protect the corner. Like you could be fine with just bumping and then maybe play, I don't know, something like jump, or playing some slide here, some standard endgame stuff, and try to take this away when you bump. Or you could like maybe play something around here, keep the corner completely for you. The thing is, when you play here, there's still ways. So if white can settle this group right here, now because you did play this one, there's still ways to make some aji in the corners. So that one maybe cut or play this, and if that one yeah, maybe crawl and play this kind of call. So right here. So this is why in this case black didn't benefit much to increase this like side, because there's always this attach in the corner. So it seems like that was a wrong direction, but strategically speaking, just to connect, surround this group, gain like big end games like at this point right here, and yeah, let white play basically here, don't mind, and then continue to put some moves and protect the corner was better like judgment, it seems. Because you see at the like after it will get a bit weird for black. So yeah, black did kind of strengthen the move, but yeah, white can play here. And the thing is, you can see when white can disconnect here, this group is surrounded. So white can maybe make some center moves around here to keep the connection solid, and still black needs to live on the bottom side. So white did probe move here, and then black responded, and yeah, white did kind of go back, protected his connection, because now black has invested some stones here, and you need to go back and fix, because if not, if black can, let's say, split here, you found yourself like dead in the middle of black sea. So you need to fix the connection first, and it's not only for that, but it also kind of forces black to put some moves inside here, so that's really important. And yeah, white fixes the connection this way. You cannot really try to go for something like this, because cutting is an issue. If you play here, white can take. If we play this one, white can disconnect like this, and this is gonna be dangerous like here. Maybe you play here and peep, and this capturing race looks dire for black. So yeah, like that one you can simply play this. Doesn't really work, you can still take, and now yeah, white has still some space to go around here, whereas black is kind of surrounded from white stuns. So you cannot really try to counterplay too much around here, you need to protect. And yeah, it seems like that was really nice from white to, because basically invaded the bottom side, but you still keep the corner like this, so you can at some point, if you play here, you can live basically. So now you can really take the corner bottom side all away and still have this kind of living shape. Flip the corner territory to yours. So that was nice counterplay from white here with peep and this cap. Really liked it. But I guess as black is easy to overlook. Just here you need to take some time if you can. But yeah, with pressure, time not, I do not know the time controls and how the time situation was, so it's hard to say. But I could definitely understand why you would try to play here. It's more natural to go here and try to take the kind of base away from white. But in this case, that was just too, yeah, not the right situation to play this. And it seems like the game here is pretty much closer. And here I said it's gonna become weird because after this peep and then nice move here, you can see here this is not alive. And now with this stone on here, you need to be careful about this group right now, because next, I don't know, you play some move around here. There's gonna be some, yeah, annoying stuff maybe from here. Keeping the points, and then black needs to kind of put inside to live. That's not really feeling too good. And yeah, you need to be careful as black. So this is what, as black, strategy wise, it's getting really complicated. If white can kind of go through in the middle here and attack the two groups at the same time, that's really not the scenario you want to be in. But black probably is confident in kind of yeah, reading overall, and probably says that at some point later would come, but you could jump here, aim at this wedge, so you could jump here in center and somewhat have some kind of breathing room around here. But yeah, it is kind of painful to suffer with these two groups at the same time, so. And yeah, black didn't gain much by playing this, because still this corner can be lived from white if you can play here. So let's see what black did play. So jump, yeah, you need to put a move. And yeah, it seems like that was good endgame, but right now it's urgent to like play something like this, probably. If you don't play, like, okay, this is quite nice to play this kind of endgame right here. So if connect, black can honey and take the kind of side protect, and it's has to also do with increasing the space for this group to live. And then if white tries to, yeah, descend here, you can take the corner. But then now the question is, how is gonna black live here? So white did try to descend and go after this group. And yeah, jump, take the base away. Seems like around here is pretty complicated. But white did play this to go after this group's eye shape. But it seems it was better to like protect like this kind of weak points around here and bump something, or even this. You want to keep like the group disconnected, and if black plays this one, you don't mind, because yeah, it is making an eye, but then even if you push, you can still locally live. And then yeah, if the cost of being a bit in a painful shape on the top side. If you can kind of take this group, you don't really mind. So I think as white, yeah, that one is probably a bit off, because you don't really gain points by playing here as well. So it's just trying to put pressure, but in the meantime, this bamboo joint is not really, it's taking 1 point away, and maybe I have better connection right here, but black can still peep later from the outside. So it's not like white made any points in this area. Whereas here, if you play this, next, if you push suddenly, you have all these points here for white in the center. It's quite nice. Almost maybe 5 or a bit more. So comparing to here, just endgame wise as well, just pushing, yeah, seems kind of better. So yeah, black did make this jump. So if you do play on the outside, black can wedge, and now this will be killed, this disconnected. So I cannot cut here, it's self-atari, so be careful to not miss this as white. And if here, you can cut it off this way. So white needs to protect, and protect it here. And it seems after this hane, now black can, yeah, basically almost connect these two groups. So white did decide to just give up to continue the attack. And yeah, took the stone right here. But black did benefit, and yeah, can go something around here. So it seems like at this point of the game, also don't forget, black did take the corner whereas white. So yeah, okay, you lost some points here, but you took back here, so it's not really a bad situation overall. And black did manage well to get away from trouble connecting these two groups. And there was some skirmish in the end game. So here, I think, yeah, here you could just take. That's probably the easiest. Don't know why black didn't choose for this, because if you think you're ahead, like just taking, simplifying the situation, white will connect, and then you can just play this one, maybe play here, and yeah, keep the points this way. Or you could maybe go and play something in the center like this. Seems like much more of a simple way of ending this game, but black did go after these 3 stones. As you can see, if you connect, black can play here and actually attack the whole group. At the same time, you also lose these 2 stones, so you cannot do that. You need to either take or take here. And if you take here, there's going to be this cut, threatening to connect and then push through. So this and here. But it's basically what happened. So yeah, white did take these 2, and yeah, could get inside around here, and then black gained this one. But yeah, the difference between taking these 2 stones and taking here to help to go inside here, I think is quite big. And white can also hane at some point in center here, so it's not that kind of big of a difference comparing to here to help reducing this area. I think black yeah, probably didn't gain much by playing this. At best it even probably lost a bit. So yeah, white jumps and go inside around here. And yeah, peep this one. It seems around here, I think white did mess up something, because by attaching and playing this, he didn't gain much. Like even if black plays, like let's say this one, you can still clamp from here and connect. Like it's not like black can make any points, so black won't play here anyways. And white did take a gote and then did get cut off here in the center. So yeah, I suspect white was a bit in time trouble and maybe wanted an exchange like this and then connect, and probably missed this kind of a wedge move. and then to cut. So yeah, because now this one black can take, and you need to still connect, and you can probably play some move around here, threaten to make the call connect to the whole side. Doesn't seem like you gain a lot for white. Just connecting, like, do not get these two stones taken away, and just play this one seems like better. And still black probably needs to play somewhere around here, because if not, let's say, I don't know, put a move around here. Maybe there's some ways to disconnect with a move like this and continue to put pressure. So locally this is disconnected, but you can maybe still live here. Yeah, maybe with something like this, and yeah, actually with this I don't know if it's that easy to live, but yeah, as execution I think white is like better. Simply to connect is much more stressful, but yeah, I think when you peep, I think this is one mistake that is very common for everyone. You tend to read the local point a bit too much, and you didn't forget to maybe assess the situation, that you can go back and simply just make this exchange and still go back and connect your your weak point. And when you're trying to maybe gain a bit more an advantage around here, you tend to be maybe tunnel visioned around here and forget about protecting your points. So at the end black did take these two stones, and yeah, with this one seems like black can play here. Okay, at any point I guess there's this and connect. So when once black can play here in the center, you can take the center points away and gain some points here. So black is clearly ahead around here. So just this one, it seems like also here the endgame was better to hane, because you cannot block. There's gonna be atari, threaten to cut off these three, and that one there's gonna be a disaster waiting. So you need to go back something around here. It seems like that's like better endgame comparing to the game move, where it seems like this is a problem trying to go on the inside, but with just attach, white cannot really try to go for anything, and there's too many liberties outside to really go for some sort of capturing race. So even if white goes with something like this, so the way to think here in this kind of capturing race scenario is you want to take the eye away from your opponent, so you can simply play this attach, and then against this there is technically a call, but it's such a long stretch with all the outside liberties that it's not going to be realistic. And black did just put a move against this, simply making sure that nothing's going on. And I'm not gonna go through the endgame sequence too much, but at the end black did win with 1.5 points. So yeah. Okay, so hopefully you enjoyed this quick review from this game between Kim Dohyup and Valerii Krushelnystkyi. So yeah, I think both players may be gonna play at the European Go Congress next week, and we'll see. Probably going to cover the games at the European Go Congress, or if there's some interesting games going on. So yeah, if you like the content, like, sub, and comment. I'll be thankful if you can do so. And usually I'm doing some live streams here on YouTube and on Twitch as well, so dual streaming at the same time and playing some games with commentary. So if you can join on the streams, I'll be also happy if you can do that. And see you next time in the next video, and yeah, have a nice day. Bye.